While Jennifer Lopez just released a new album and film titled This Is Me Now, Bennifer 2.0 is getting close to a breaking point as J.Lo just issued a shocking red flag sending a strong warning to Jennifer Garner and anyone else flirting with her husband, Ben Affleck. Though her new music, film, and documentary are all about the love she shares with Ben, however, their relationship is screaming of so many shocking red flags. Ben has a miserable face everywhere he goes with J.Lo because of these toxic red flags, as the actor seems to be enduring his marriage rather than enjoying it. And J.Lo, on the other hand, is forcing it rather than living it. She even showed his personal love letters to a group of musicians because of her new film. She's a control freak who is trying to change his friends, his hobbies, and his habits. In this video, we will expose all the shocking red flags in J.Lo and Ben Affleck's relationship and why they are one of the most troubled couples in Hollywood. We'll learn about the secrets and scandals that have rocked their marriage, especially those they have tried to hide from the public. We'll also tell you about the strong warning J.Lo recently sent to Jennifer Garner. Another juicy addition we'll tell you about is the most recent insensitive decision J.Lo made, just so that her new film This Is Me Now could become popular. Even though Ben hates it, J.Lo doesn't care. And if you stick around, we'll also tell you about the new Netflix movie Ben and his ex-wife Jen G will be working on together. Get comfortable because we have some juicy red flag bombshells to reveal. Let's get started. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez both attended J.Lo's This Is Me Now movie premiere in Los Angeles, and fans couldn't help but point out the red flags of how depressed Ben still looked. He literally didn't want to spend more time than necessary on that red carpet with J.Lo, as he left her standing alone in front of the cameras more than once. Since it was the premiere of a movie that talks about their incredible love life, or at least J.Lo's perspective of an incredible love life. But we can't blame Ben, especially since his darling wife betrayed his trust. To inspire the This Is Me Now musician she hired, J.Lo gave all of Ben's private love letters which he wrote to her to these musicians, who Ben says are strangers to him. Imagine writing intimate love letters to your lover only for them to be shown to a bunch of people without your permission or knowledge. Cringe, right? That's exactly how Ben felt. He walked in on them while J.Lo was showing them these letters, and he was shocked but couldn't even express his anger so that J.Lo wouldn't throw her usual tantrums. A major breach of trust, right? How can you be married or be in a relationship with someone who you dare not tell they're wrong when they do something wrong? Speaking of Ben's inability to express his true feelings, another huge red flag lies in the way J.Lo controls every aspect of Ben's life, including trying to change his hobbies. One of those hobbies Ben loves is riding, and he has several collections of prized bikes. J.Lo, however, sold all of Ben's prized bikes while they were away on vacation without his knowledge or permission. This hurt Ben so much, but then he couldn't do anything. Still talking about J.Lo being a control freak, another red flag is J.Lo trying to control and determine Ben's circle of friends. How do you keep a man under a tight leash? Well, by keeping him away from his friends who might give him ideas on how to gain his freedom. And that's exactly what J.Lo is doing. J.Lo didn't want Ben associating with the likes of longtime buddy Matt Damon and NFL star Tom Brady, as J.Lo doesn't like either of them. She considers them a bad influence on Ben, thinking that they might encourage him to drink and cheat on her, or worse still, divorce her just like Tom Brady divorced his wife of 13 years, Gisele Bündchen. Ironically, it was these same friends, Matt Damon and Tom Brady, that Ben teamed up with to produce an awesome 2024 Super Bowl commercial, which J.Lo thought was hilarious. Speaking of drinking, Ben's struggle with alcoholism and J.Lo's fierce fight to change that habit is yet another red flag and a cause of trouble in their relationship. While J.Lo likes to be sober, work out regularly, and eat healthy, Ben likes to bottle up all of his troubles in a bottle of liquor. J.Lo is constantly trying to change this habit and continues nagging him about his health, alcohol intake, and checking his breath for any signs of smoking. A famous public example was when a viral TikTok video captured J.Lo checking Ben's drink to see if it contained alcohol at a Hollywood party. But the question is, why did J.Lo still choose to marry Ben, whose alcohol problem is public knowledge, and perhaps the reason for ending his previous marriage? Well, the answer might shock you. Would it surprise you to know that J.Lo fantasizes about the idea of someone being in love? J.Lo loves the fairy tale lifestyle where there's a charming young prince for every pretty princess. She even loves the name the media gave them, Bennifer. To be able to marry Ben in 2003, J.Lo paid Chris Judd a $14 million divorce package, which was meant for his silence about her overlapping relationship with Ben. She'd been married to Chris for only 8 months. Despite having been divorced 3 times and engaged many more times before, J.Lo still went ahead to reignite a relationship with Ben 18 years after they had initially called off their first wedding. They eventually got married in 2022, marking the start of Bennifer 2.0. But it was a terrible start and one that Ben would live to regret. Speaking of a marriage with a failed start, J-Lo gave Ben two obvious red flags right from the beginning of their marriage. J-Lo made Ben sign an anti-cheating pact in which if Ben were to be caught cheating, J-Lo would be paid $5 million for each time he's caught pants down, literally. To put things into perspective, Ben is worth $150 million, while J-Lo's estimated at $400 million. It's either J-Lo knows that it's in Ben's nature to cheat, or that she's gonna make his life so difficult that he won't have any other option but to cheat. Otherwise, why would you sign and monetize an anti-cheating agreement at the beginning of your marriage? Another weird red flag in J-Lo and Ben's marriage is the numerous weird rules and clauses J-Lo drafted for the sake of creating and maintaining a strong intimacy between them. There are two of these rules that stand out from the rest. These include how frequently they must have sex and the maximum number of days they can spend apart. According to this strange rule, J-Lo proposed that they must have sex at least 4 times a week. It is also reported that there's a maximum number of days they are allowed to spend apart whenever they're working on projects or any professional gig. But have these rules been able to keep their bond and union strong? Well, the answer lies in Ben's facial expression, which leads to the next red flag: J-Lo's obsession with keeping a positive public image. Another obvious red flag is that Jenny from the block is so obsessed with her image and career to the extent that she'll do anything just to maintain a positive public appearance, even to the detriment of her husband's happiness. And so, if her darling Oscar-winning husband can't even pretend to be happy when they're in public, she'll scold him to be happy and look motivated. A good example of just how far she'd go is captured in a viral video at the 2023 Grammys, where Ben put on his unhappy face as usual, and he became a popular meme online. J-Lo saw the viral meme, then tapped and scolded Ben, telling him to stop, look more friendly, look motivated. But Ben lacks all motivation since he feels trapped being married to a celebrity who thrives on media attention and publicity while he hates it. But J-Lo doesn't care. She drags him to every social event, whether he wants to go or not, just to prove to the world that they're still together and doing fine. But are they doing fine? One other red flag we cannot fail to mention is J-Lo's notorious diva attitude. All through the industry, she has a reputation for being a diva with no equal. An example was her 54th birthday celebration last year, when she climbed the table like a teenager and danced in a backless dress so everyone could know she was the star of the occasion. Another diva attitude she's notorious for is that apart from paying them poorly, she forbids her staff from speaking to her or making eye contact with her. She even once got a hotel maid fired because the hotel attendant asked for her autograph. That's not to mention how she savagely embarrassed a flight attendant who wanted to know what she'd like to drink. Rather than answer him directly, she spoke through her assistant who was seated beside her. She made the attendant feel like he wasn't human enough. If she does that to strangers, rendering services and helping her, imagine what Ben faces at home. No wonder he always looks miserable. The red flag that stands out from all the rest is J-Lo's insecurity and complete lack of trust in Ben. Not only does she not trust him to keep his promise of remaining sober, but she also does not trust him to keep their marital vows. It was recently announced that Ben and his ex-wife Jennifer Garner would be reuniting on set of the upcoming Netflix movie Animal. Ben will be directing, while Jen G will be playing the role of Matt Damon's wife. Ever since this announcement, J-Lo has lost control as she feels insecure and uncomfortable with her husband and his ex-wife working on the same project. In fact, she recently issued a stern warning, obviously directed at Jennifer Garner, saying she'll deal with anyone who flirts with her husband. While speaking on the Today with Hoda and Jenna show on Thursday, February 15, 2024, J-Lo warned Jen G and others saying, "Don't play with me, do not play with me. First of all, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I will let them know in a very elegant and ladylike way to step all the way off." Jen G better watch out while working on this upcoming movie and the next time she goes with Ben to pick up or drop off their kids from school. Fans have criticized her, saying her warning ought to be directed at her husband, whom she wedded, and not other women. Jennifer Lopez just released a new album and film, which is supposed to be about the amazing love she shares with her husband, Ben Affleck. But even from their appearance during the movie premiere, fans could tell that J-Lo is simply forcing this narrative and the love rather than living it. She's bent on proving to the world that they're both happily married, but everyone can see the numerous brightly colored red flags that she tries so hard to cover up. Giving her honest opinion about J-Lo's upcoming documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, Jane Fonda advised J-Lo saying, "However, this is my concern. Like, it feels too much like you're trying to prove something instead of just living it. You know, every other photograph is the two of you kissing and the two of you hugging." You think she's right?